Hello, Ian here from Dark Blades Workshop. Welcome back to another video. This one we're painting Professor Lupin. Okay, so Mr. Lupin, we're just concentrating on the suit and the robe or the cape. On this one, the cape, you'll probably recognise some of the colours from previous tutorials from the Shades of Doom set from Scale 75. So, yeah, let's get on with it. I hope you enjoy it. So, Mr. Lupin. We're doing Mr. Lupin with olive green with a bit of khaki in it. And I've done one coat already. I'm just going to go straight in with another one. There's nothing much to see here. I'm just applying it to get a decent coverage. Make sure you haven't got any air bubbles in it. Okay, so that's a couple of coats of the olive green and the khaki. So we're going to highlight it. We're going to shade it now with the Athonian Camoshade. Just making sure I've covered all the areas. So for the cloak, I've got Scale 75's Despair Green mixed with Necro Grey. It's the Shades of Doom set that we use for painting black without using black. It's really, really dark green. Works perfectly for robes, and you'll probably recognise the colours from many other tutorials. Anything with a robe, I think, has got these colours. I'm just working my way around, blocking in the colour. Okay, so I wasn't happy with the Athonian Camoshade on its own, so I've added a little bit of Agrax to it. And I'm just going to apply it to the areas with the more defined creases. Just to get a bit of extra contrast going. So it's not like a a flooding wash, it's just like a change in tone, so I'm just moving it around so it doesn't really pool too much. Because it is quite a dark looking wash on its own. So just move it around until you're happy. Right, for the hair, I've got Scrag Brown mixed with Mornfang Brown. I've done his shoes on the wand already. And just get an opaque layer and we'll build up from there. Shading the hair now with Agrax. I did the shirt off camera because it was quite difficult to get to, but any light grey or ivory will do. I'll leave that dry. We'll be going on to the suit next. Alright, so I've got the original two colours, khaki and olive green, 50-50 mix. And I'm just going to pick out, let's check the consistency before we start. Actually, it's I've got, well, it was 1 drop each of the paint and then 2 drops of water. We'll just try it on this crease here. See, I'm just picking out each fold. I think we got a good consistency there, so we'll do another pass just to reinforce those highlights before we start actually highlighting them, because remember, this is the base coat again. So for the highlight, I'm adding gold, where is it? Lost it now. Gold brown. So I'll just put a little bit in to see how it reacts. Yeah, it's a nice little highlight colour there. So water the gold down on its own, and then you can confidently add it to the olive green mix on your palette, and you won't have to worry about messing up the consistency. So here we go with the highlights.
Some of these folds here don't actually need a highlight yet because they're so bright. So we'll leave them on this pass. We'll add a little bit more of the gold brown. So I think we're about 50-50 now, the gold brown on the original mix. Looking quite nice. More gold brown to the mix now, and of course we'll just add a little bit more water. So it's getting close to pure gold brown on his own now. And it's a bit thinner, 60% water, 40% paint. Let's push a highlight up here and just try and get on the top of each fold. Really thin highlight. You know, sometimes I'm not doing the full length of each highlight, though we did with the previous layer. I'm just going into a smaller area. I've got a nice bit of contrast there now, so it's looking good. So I found a little bit of pallid flesh, or flayed one flesh from the skin that I was using earlier, and I've added that to the brown, the gold brown, just to highlight it. Didn't want to use white, it might end up looking a bit chalky. If you haven't got it, use like a light yellow or ivory. I was too lazy to pick out ivory. I usually use ivory. It's a very subtle little highlight, almost little spots. And it's quite thin as well. I'll do that pass again. Oh, sorry. Alright, I think we're done. Okay, so I've got the green and khaki, but I've mixed a bit of Agrax into it. And I just want to push the shadows here and there. Just to bring them back a little bit, because I think I've lost them somewhere. Like on that fold there. Just little touches, just to bring that shadow back and pull the paint into where the shadow actually falls. Like on this part here, I'd push it up into the groin there. Or towards the shadow areas here, so I'll just pull it down a bit. I'm going to put a line under the collar there. Sorry if that was off camera there, but you get the idea. Right, I'm going to leave that. I'm going to get a darker brown kind of colour and just pick out where the buttons are now. I'm going to thin it down. I'm going to use his hair colour. So I just spotted his hair colour. So that was Morn Fang and Scrag. And I've added a bit of Agrax to it to thin it. And I'm just going to try and pick out the underneath the buttons. So I'll try and just scoop it either side. And wait for that to dry, see what it's like, and maybe do it again. But I think if we just apply Agrax now to the shoes, we're getting towards the end. We just need to highlight the hair next. looking good. So I've got Despair Green 50/50 with Riyeh Grey, which is the next one up in the series. And you know the drill. Pick out the raised areas. Carry on. And just hoping the camera can pick this up. It's very difficult to see with these lights. But I want to be careful and just build up slowly. Because it does give it a lovely green tone to, well, was more or less black, but I hate using black. We'll be building up this colour with more and more of the Riyeh grey. Which I shall add now. And go straight in with the next pass. Hopefully you'll start to see it on the back here, because the robes are more defined here. Because once we get a couple of highlights done, we'll go in with the Necro Grey, which is the darkest one. Put it into the shadow areas, and then that'll make the highlights stand out that much more. So it's a little bit of having faith at this stage. Okay, it's starting to come. I'm just going straight Riyeh grey now. Right, one more pass. I'll just do the back, just to speed things up. I think I've got some Necro grey on my palette here, so I'll just grab some, water it down. And I'll just put a couple of shadows in just to show you what I'm on about. Right, I think you can see it there. That's it starting to come now. So a couple more passes of the grey, the Necro grey, just to bring it out a bit. Remember, I've gone thin just in case. I didn't want to go straight in with a strong tone. Just thin it down, take your time, build it up. So it's going to shade lighter with the highlight colour now. And I think it's too light, but we'll give it a go. So this is on the top of each highlight that we've got so far. It's right in the middle. Hopefully you can see that. So, Necro grey again. There we are. It's a nice subtle black, I think. It looks really nice. But I'm just hoping that the camera picks up the full effect. Hopefully it does. But if you do make an investment in paint, go for the Shades of Doom set. It's some beautiful colours in there. Let's push that highlight a bit. There, I'm going to leave it there. Nice, so I'll carry on and do the front, and I think the only thing left to do is the hair on the shoes. So, onto the hair. I've got scrag brown here now, and I'm going to turn it that way so that the paint flows towards the parting, because I want the highlight to sit on the top of the head, on the crown. I'll do one more pass. And then I've got Deathclaw Brown, which is the next one up from Scrag. And same again, let's highlight the crown this time. Just small highlights, all in the same line. You have to go off a couple of passes on this to get it. over the Deathclaw brown again. I've added a tiny bit of ivory to it now. Getting there. You see where the highlight is on the top of the head is running as a source of light across the top of the head. That's what we're after. So I'm going to pull the highlight from slightly off center into the center. So it builds up that intensity right where I want it. I think we can go a shade lighter as well. So a little more ivory. Just dotting where I want that highlight. It's not looking too bad. Just going to do a couple more passes. I think we're done. Just building up the intensity of that highlight. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so I'm going to have another play with the cloak as well. I'm going to go slightly lighter, but for the purposes of the video, I think we're done. Do I think of anything else? No, I think we are done. So we'll get him based. Well, I'll carry on for a wee bit with the highlights, and then we'll get him based and we'll do a wrap up. Okay, there we are, another one off the list. Quite enjoyed playing about with the suit on this one, and the cape as well. If you stick with it though, if you just slightly increase the tone on the highlights and build them up, you know, they can look really nice. I quite like it because it's quite subtle, and I think if I use greys and whites, it would just look awful. So I can't recommend the Shades of Doom set enough, really. It's an amazing set. So yeah, that's it from me for now. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, get in touch in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next episode. Cheers.